Go.
Good morning, boys and girls. I wanted to show you guys how to tackle a reading passage, okay? So I'm going to just go over the steps, and then later on today, you're going to get to tackle your own reading passage, and I want you to use these steps, okay? So the first thing you do when you see a reading passage is you're going to predict what the story will be about. Remember, we've worked on making predictions. You can say, I think, or I predict. And you do this before you actually start reading the passage, okay? You can do it at the top or at the bottom or somewhere on the paper or that you have, okay? The next step, this is a little different. You're going to actually read the questions, okay? You're reading the questions to try and see what it is that you need to look for while you're actually reading the text, okay? So after you read the questions, then you can finally read the passage. And you need to read the passage at least 3 times. Take a break between each time you read it, okay? So I'm going to put 3 times here. And last but certainly not least, you're going to answer the questions. But when you answer the questions, you're going to also prove your answers. And I'm going to actually show you how to do that. All right? So we're going to predict, okay? So the title of my passage is Halloween. So I'm going to predict, okay, I think the characters will celebrate Halloween. So that's my prediction. Now your prediction might be different. No right or wrong way to predict, okay? So I've done that. I'm gonna put a check there. Now I'm going to actually read the questions. The first question says, and I just have to read the questions, I don't need to read the answer choices. First question says, the name Halloween is short for, so I know that's what I'm gonna be looking for when I'm reading my passage. Number 2 says, where did Halloween originate? The word originate, sounds a little bit like began. So when did Halloween begin? Okay? So that's what that word originate means. Number 3, a long time ago, why did people place food outside the door on this holiday? So I'm going to be looking for that answer when I'm reading. Number 4, the first jack-o'-lanterns were carved out of, so that's the 4th answer that I'm going to be looking for. So now I can read the passage, okay? So I'm going to read it quickly. You would do this 3 times. I'm only going to do it 1 time since I'm on a video and I want to make it as short as possible. But you're going to do it 3 times. Just take breaks in between, okay? It says Halloween. Did you know that the word Halloween is short for All Hallows Eve? It is not a holiday that is celebrated in all countries. However, it is celebrated in the United States of America on October 31st each year. Many activities take place on this day, such as trick-or-treating, carving jack-o'-lanterns, and lighting bonfires. But it didn't start out that way. Despite what you have heard, Halloween didn't begin in America. Historians believe it originated, I remember hearing that word in the question, in Ireland. A long time ago, people used to believe that on All Hallows Eve, they would see ghosts if they went outside. This frightened them. People would wear masks and put food outside the door so the ghosts would not come inside. And believe it or not, people started out carving turnips, not pumpkins. So I would read that passage 3 times. So I'm going to act like I read it 3 times. So I read the question, so I'm going to act like I read it 3 times. Give that a check. And the last thing I need to do is answer my questions and then prove my answer. So it's important that you pay attention to this. The first question says, the name Halloween is short for, I remember reading that at the beginning. So let me go back up here. Did you know that the word Halloween, oh, there it is. So I'm going to go ahead and underline or highlight, if you have a highlighter, where I found my answer. All Hallows Eve. All Hallows Eve is C. So I'm going to circle C. And then I'm going to put Q1 beside it. Q1 stands for question 1. So it's like a puzzle. It matches. I know that this proof goes with question number 1. Okay? So I'm going to do one more with you. Okay? It says, where did Halloween originate? I remember reading that word in the passage. Yep, it's right here. So I know that my answer is somewhere around here. Let me read this sentence. Historians believe it originated in Ireland. Let me see if Ireland is down here. Oh, it sure is. So now I'm going to take my highlighter or my pencil. I'm going to underline the sentence that that question comes from, that I found my proof from. And then I'm going to put Q. Q stands for question. And it's question number 2 right here. So if my teacher asks me, hey, where did you find that answer? I can go back here and prove my answer, okay? And I would do the same thing for question 3 and question 4. And that means that if I can prove my answer, all of my answers are correct, okay? So I know that was a quick way to tackle a passage, but I hope that you learned a little something, and I'll keep reiterating this throughout the year so that we have this all memorized and we're ready to go when we see a passage. All right, good job, boys and girls.